through, and then I would actually rotate through, come the other way. So it's this constant flow.
You just bring this hand over, this hand comes underneath, and it's going to come through to either heart one or hook on and pull down. Hi, I'm Kev from uk.Cane. Don't forget, smash the like button, give us a comment down below. With me as usual, the Chris.
The Kev. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button, don't forget to care, don't forget to share. As always, please ring the notification bell and don't forget to free the fear. As with all of these, if you're standing, make sure you soften your knees, keep your core nicely tucked in. The way we do this with our system is we have our thumb up, and this creates like a sight line, and the elbow should be parallel with the floor. My elbow tends to drop because I'm not too great because of my shoulder injuries. The bottom hand, the fingers will be pointing and be parallel to the floor. So you're leading with the elbow and using this as a sight, and your fingertips on the bottom hand are following your hand. When you reach the extent of your journey to the left, your palms cross without touching, and then you rotate back to the other side. As you can see, I can see already my elbow dropping. It's a slow, concentrated motion. So you're breathing in as they cross, breathing out nice and slowly as they go through. And that is one variant. The other variant, if you have a nice size, like a football, so you imagine you're holding a ball, so as you're going through, getting to the extent of rotating. So sometimes if I've got a ball, I'll actually do this to practice.
For those of you that do Tai Chi, you'll recognise this.
So that's the principle. How do we do this with the cane? We come up with a few ways we can do this with the cane. So if I have my cane in the crook of my elbow, as I'm going through, when I'm turning, I can change sides.
A little bit difficult with the chair, so let the Chris do this one.
Yep. Not entirely practical from a bunkai point of view.
But an exercise.
But it's a nice exercise and it gets you used to changing your cane from one side to the other. If we take it, depending on your grip, you can hold it any way, but I'm leading through. So this would be my hand coming through, and then I would actually rotate through and come the other way. So it's this constant flow. If you change what you're doing with the cane, you can see you've got different moves that you can apply.
There's quite a lot like Hung Gar principle on this as well.
Yeah.
So as you're coming through one motion, the other hand's following or coming outwards.
So it's a matter of finding what works for you. You could try hooking your cane through over your wrist, following it through and changing around as it comes through. And what you can do there is give yourself a little bit of resistance training as it comes through. Look at different ways different people do it. Different styles have got their own method, and you'll find a way that will work for you. We quite like, you might recognise this motion, which is the windscreen wiper. It's all there.
You can put the cane change in as well once you come from here. So you're coming through with the crook, you cross over the hands. Just little things, and these are great for warm-up exercises, they're great for breathing. You can meditate with them as well, which
yeah.
I'm starting to do now, is just meditating. And it's just the one breath with the slow movement, and all you're concentrating on is exactly what you're doing, and that's meditation, guys. Concentrating on one thing, one task, and that's it.
Mindfulness. So some people use an adult colouring book, we use a cane. Application for this could be, Dan's put his hand on my chest, could be go for a grab, could be coming in from the punch. So this hand is either going to be taking this elbow away or pulling him here, so this will be coming across. So if he does decide to punch, I may be able to block it, stop it, he may be lucky enough and punch the cane for me, but by putting him off balance, that punch has been negated. So this is going to do the motion coming back by hooking the elbow. If I really don't like him, I'm going to secure that on there. So as I'm pulling that way, this has got nowhere to go. I'm not doing anything fancy with my hand. I'm not going to try and grip. I haven't got very big hands or a very strong grip. So I'm either going to place this on and pull my elbow in to keep the pressure on. I'll use my forearm and roll it on. That's much more secure for me. I'm not worried about that now. So if he throws it, he may get contact, but there's not a lot there. But while this is going on, this is coming across, this is coming across, and I'm stopping there.
Look at the uk.Cane, going to adapt it because my mobility is nowhere near as good as Chris's. So the hand's coming in. Now that I've got contact, I'm changing both the facing of both canes. This is going to pop up, it's going to come over the elbow, and all I'm going to do is just pull down. That's now my balance point. This cane tilting forward, I could give a little smash, but I'm going from behind the knee, and all I'm doing is Hungarian. I'm pushing and pulling. Obviously you're not going to put it too far, I don't want to tear any ligaments or tendons of poor Dan. He goes through enough with us. But would this work in the chair? In with a half cane, the hand's coming in. This hand's coming up, I've got a guard, if that comes through. This is coming up as a window washer and strikes in. It's going to strike and roll. I've got the cross guard there. Not perfect, but if that does come in, I've got a chance of deflecting. But once I've got to this stage, even if he starts to, you can see I've come through. I've now got a really, you feel good? Yeah. I've got a nasty one there. I then come down slightly a bit more, rest it against the chair. This is an armbar. The only way he's going to get out is if he releases his grip. That's the only way. I've then got points that I can attack if need be. Please look at our pre-recorded collection of works for all the pressure points to do with the head.
Okay guys, here's another little technique you can use with that. And what we're doing is using the back of our wrist, the back of our hand and our crook to get a nice effect going. But Dan's here, I don't know what he's doing, he's being aggressive. I'm going to use this, and it's not going to be a hard strike, this is going to be a relaxed, kind of like a waveform strike. It's not going to be a solid bang. I'm just going to hit using this piece against the side of his jaw, just about here, if not the neck. Find where the pulse is, which is there, and you'll be striking that point here. So this is a dragging, striking motion here or here. If he's taller than you, or you can't get your arm up, whatever it is, across the chest as well. I did this to Dan earlier, and he's pulling the face, and he really doesn't like me. Or across the midsection. By dragging that across there, he obligingly bends forward and presents his chin. So as this is coming this way with whatever strike I'm doing, this is coming through, I can hit the same point. So if I'm striking here, striking the same point across the chest, across the stomach, it's then going to come back. So it'll be coming across the opposite side. This is nice if you're doing this technique with your wrist. So I've struck here, I'm bringing it back, I'm going to strike and flick on the same point on the opposite side. Not good for him if you do pressure point stuff, that will drop in very nicely.
Let's have a look at two canes. Again, I need the balance point, so I've got my nice little tripod. Just for this technique, Dan's going to throw a left-hand punch. And he's going for the nice little knockout. Do you remember the window washer? So I'm going to meet as I go across. I'm then going to bring the cane back to that position. And if you remember the start of the video, we're coming through. So I've come through, I come in, and I'm aiming for the neck. And I'm just going to pull as I come across. And then obviously the next part of the motion is into the chest. Or, my favourite thing, I call it an elbow strike, but it is a cane strike. Through. So if we just have a look at Dan, if you just point your head that way, but face there, the cane's going to come up. It can either hit the clavicle, it can hit into the neck, along the carotid line. If you go forward, it doesn't matter, because you're hitting the back of the neck, and all you're doing is dragging through to bring him into the way you want it. How am I going to do this in a wheelchair? So back with the half cane, he's going to grab me one hand. Now this looks a little bit silly because I've got this hand on the outside, but it's for a reason. Live side, I've got that. All I'm going to do is just bring this hand over. This hand comes underneath, and it's going to come through to either heart one or hook on and pull down. For myself, I like this because I can then bring it up here, he can't get away. I can start shouting for help. Passers-by, they've seen this guy grabbing me in a wheelchair. My plea for self-defence is intact. We just go on the other side a second, just so I can show you where I'm actually going. So this hand's coming over. Now, this has got kind of a flat tip on it, so it will still do a fair amount of damage under the armpit, heart one, axilla. Or I'm going to come over and hook the shoulder. Exactly the same thing. I can stay here most of the day because with the cane, once I've got to this position, I'm locking it towards my chair. I've got control here, control there. Play with these techniques, guys, they're fun. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you liked the video. Don't forget to smash the like button, drop us a comment.
Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so, so hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to ring the bell. Don't forget to care and share. And as always, free to fear.